So we're at Exodus 27. I'll try to read all this. I don't know. Plans for the altar of burnt offering, Exodus 27. Using acacia wood, construct a square altar 7.5 feet wide, 7.5 feet long, and 4.5 feet high. Make horns for each of its 4 corners so that the horns and the altar are all one piece. Overlay the altar with bronze and make ash buckets, shovels, basins, meat forks, and fire pans, all of bronze. Make a bronze grating for it and attach 4 bronze rings at its 4 corners. Install the grating halfway down the side of the altar, under the ledge. For carrying the altar, make poles from acacia wood and overlay them with bronze. Insert the poles through the rings on the 2 sides of the altar. The altar must be hollow, made from planks. Build it just as you were shown on the mountain. Plans for the courtyard. Then make the courtyard for the tabernacle, enclosed with curtains made of finely woven linen. On the south side, make the curtains 150 feet long. They would be held up by 20 posts set security in 20 bronze bases. Hang the curtains with silver hooks and rings. Make the curtains the same on the north side, 150 feet of the curtains held up by 20 posts. Set security in the bronze bases, and hang the curtains with silver hooks and rings. The curtains on the west end of the courtyard will be 75 feet long, supported by 10 posts set into 10 bases. The east end of the courtyard, the front, will also be 75 feet long. The courtyard entrance will be on the east end, flanked by the 2 curtains. The curtain on the right side will be 22.5 feet long, supported by the 3 posts set into 3 bases. The curtain on the left side will be 22.5 feet long, supported by 3 posts set into 3 bases. For the entrance to the courtyard, make a curtain that is 30 feet long and make it from finely woven linen. Please have your faith, God. Is 30 feet long. Make it from finely woven linen and decorate it with beautiful embroidery in blue, purple, and scarlet thread. To support it with 4 posts, each security set in its own base. All the posts around the courtyard must have silver rings and hooks and bronze bases. So the entire courtyard will be 150 feet long and 75 feet wide, with curtain walls. 7.5 feet high, made from finely woven linen. The bases for the posts will be made of bronze. All the articles used in the rituals of the tabernacle, including all the tent pegs used to support the tabernacle and the courtyard curtains, must be made of bronze. Light for the tabernacle. Command the people of Israel to bring pure oil of pressed olives for the light, to keep the lamps burning continually. The lampstand will stand in the tabernacle in front of the inner curtain that shields the ark of the covenant. Aaron and his sons must keep the lamps burning in the Lord's presence all night. This is a permanent law for the people of Israel, and it must be observed from generation to generation. Clothing for the priests, Exodus chapter 28. Call for your brother Aaron and his sons Nadab, Abiel, and Eleazar, and Ithamar. I don't know how to say that. Ithamar. Set them apart from the rest of the people of Israel, so they may minister to me and be my priests. Make sacred garments for Aaron that are glorious and beautiful. Instruct all the skilled craftsmen whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom. Have them make garments for Aaron that will distinguish him as a priest set apart for my service. These are the garments they are to make: a chest piece, an ephod, a robe, a patterned tunic, a turban, and a sash. They are to make these sacred garments for your brother Aaron and his sons to wear them when they serve me as priests. So give them fine linen clothes, cloths, gold, red, and blue, purple, and scarlet thread. Design the ephod. The craftsman must make the ephod of finely woven linen and skillfully embroider it with embroidered with gold and with blue, purple, and scarlet thread. It will consist of 2 pieces front and back, joined at the shoulders with 2 shoulder pieces. The decorated sash will be made of the same materials, finely woven linen, embroidered with gold and with blue, purple, and scarlet thread. Take 2 onyx stones, engrave them on the names of the tribes of Israel. 6 names will be on each stone, arranged in order of the births of the original sons of Israel. Engrave these names on the 2 stones in the same way a jeweler engraves a seal. Then mount the stones and satins of gold filigree. Fasten the 2 stones on the shoulder pieces of the ephod as a reminder that Aaron represents the people of Israel. Aaron will carry these names on his shoulders as a constant reminder whenever he goes before the Lord. Make the satins of gold filigree. Then braid 2 cords of pure gold and attach them to the filigree satins on the shoulders of the ephod. How long are they on? Design of the chest piece. Then with great skill and care make a chest piece to be worn for seeking a decision from God. Make it to match the ephod using finely woven linen embroidered with gold and with blue, purple. Let me pray first. Please, God, let me have strength to read this Bible and take my, my feeling away. Actually, you know what I'm feeling, but I ask you to take it away. So let me read freely and happy and give me wisdom. Amen. Make the chest piece of a single piece of cloth folded to form a pouch 9 inches square. Mount 4 rows of gemstones on it. The first row will contain a red carnelian, a pale green period, and an emerald. The second row will contain a turquoise, a blue lazuli, and a white moonstone. The third row will contain an orange. I don't know how to say none of these words. It's so difficult. The third row will contain an orange jasper and agate and a purple ems. The fourth row will contain a blue, green, brown onyx and a green jasper. All these stones will be set in gold filigree. Each stone will represent one of the 12 sons of Israel, and the name of that tribe will be engraved on it like a seal. To attach this chest piece to the ephod, make braided cords of pure gold thread. Then make 2 gold rings. I bought a I don't know how to say it. Hemphafire. I wonder what it sounds like when I get it. humidifier. I bought one on the street. And the name of the child will be engraved on it like a seal. To attach the chest piece to the effort, make a braided cord of pure gold thread. Then make 2 gold rings and attach them to the top corners of the chest piece. Tie the 2 gold cords to the 2 rings on the chest piece. Tie the other ends of the cords to the gold settings on the shoulder and pieces of the effort. Then make 2 more gold rings and attach them to the inside edges of the chest piece next to the effort, and make 2 more gold rings and attach them to the front of the effort below the shoulder pieces, just above the knot where the decorated sash is fastened to the effort. Then attach the bottom rings of the chest piece to the rings on the effort with blue cords. This will hold the chest piece securely to the effort above the decorated sash. In this way, Aaron will carry the names of the tribes of Israel on the sacred chest piece over his heart when he goes into the holy place. This will be a continual reminder that he represents the people, and when he comes before the Lord, insert the Urim and Thummim into the sacred chest piece, so they will be carried over Aaron's heart when he goes into the Lord's presence. In this way, Aaron will always carry over his heart the objects used to determine the Lord's will for his people whenever he goes in before the Lord. Additional clothing for the priests. Make the robe that is worn with the effort from a single piece of blue cloth with an opening for Aaron's head in the middle of it. Reinforce the opening with a woman collar so it will not tear. Make pomegranates out of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and attach them to the hem of the robe with gold bells between them. The gold bells and pomegranates are to adorate all around the hem. Aaron will wear this robe, whenever he ministers before the Lord. And the bells will tinkle as he goes in and out of the Lord's presence in the holy place. If he wears it, he will not die. Next, make a medallion of pure gold and engrave it like a seal with these words, Holy to the Lord. Attach the medallion with a blue cord to the front of Aaron's turban, where it must remain. Aaron must wear it on his forehead so he may take on himself any guilt of the people of Israel when they consecrate their sacred offerings. He must always wear it on his forehead so the Lord will accept the people. Weave Aaron's pattern tunic from the linen cloth. Fashion a turban from his linen. As well, I bought new books too. Also make a sash and decorate it with colorful embroidery. For Aaron's son, make tunic sashes and special head coverings that are glorious and beautiful. Clothe your brother Aaron and his sons with these garments and then anoint them so they can serve as my priests. Also make linen undergarments for them to be worn next to their bodies, reaching from their hips to their thighs. These must be worn whenever Aaron and his sons enter the tabernacle or approach the altar in the holy place to perform their priestly duties. Then they will not incur guilt and die. This is a permanent law for Aaron and all the descendants after him. Dedication to the priest. Somebody called me. Hold on, I have to read.